Well, hello there, and welcome to the Merlowdown. This is just a series where I talk about stuff that I think is interesting. Today we're talking about the reasons that you cannot lose weight. So grab a glass of wine and enjoy. I really need to rethink the name. This is not Merlot, this is Cab Sauv, my new friend. About 150 grams on a gram scale, comes out to 125 calories and 3 to 4 grams of carbs, just if you're wondering. Ring ring! Hello? Oh my gosh, I know, I can't believe it. I don't want to be mean, but I gotta show them tough love. So this is a wake-up call. I've had this since like childhood, and it's like my princess phone. Yes, buckle up, Buttercup, because today I'm still gonna be nice, Allie. I feel like I'm always nice, but today I'm gonna give you some tough love. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, I've lost 170 pounds following a ketogenic diet, and that took me about 2 years to lose everything, and I've been in maintenance mode now for a little over 2 years. So I think I know a little bit about weight loss and just kind of like the psychological issues that go into that. And today we're going to talk about why you may be struggling to lose the weight. So in my humble opinion, there are 3 reasons why you're not losing the weight. The first is excuses. Now, I used to be 320 pounds, and I've told myself all of the excuses that I'm sure you've probably told yourself if you struggle to lose weight. You know, like the I have no time for the gym excuse, I'm too tired for work, I'm not rich enough to buy good healthy food, I'm just not meant to be thin, or the people around me don't eat very healthily and that influences me and I'm tempted by the food that they eat, so I eat that bad food too. If I missed any, let me know in the comments because I do want to hear all the excuses. I'm sure that there are lots more. I will say that a common thread with these types of excuses is that they're kind of dependent on outside factors, right? They're not things that we can change. If I'm excusing myself from eating healthy by saying, well, I just live with a family that doesn't eat healthy, that means I can't eat healthy too. Well, then you're pushing the blame on somebody else, really. So you've really got to dig down deep and be critical about your actions and your decisions and the way that you think about food. So once you set all of your excuses aside and realize that you are the only person that can make the changes that you want to see in your life, that you can only depend on yourself and not the other people around you, then that's when you're going to start to begin this process of losing weight and keeping it off. The second reason you're not losing weight is because you haven't found that motivation. Some people need to hit rock bottom. They need to get a really bad medical diagnosis. They need to be so unhappy that they just need a change. You know, they need to be at that place where it can't get any worse, so they just got to move up and get better. And I've talked about my experience with hitting rock bottom, and it comes from so many places. So I was unhappy because I was isolated and alone. I was feeling unhealthy. I was depressed because I was insecure, so I wasn't meeting people. Just a whole perfect storm of reasons why I needed to lose weight. So my motivation was to kind of dig out of that hole. I also had motivation for I wanted to find a job and not have my weight hold me back or have people judge me. And so motivation can really come from anywhere. But I think that people in the weight loss community focus too much on positive motivation. So in my opinion, there are 2 types of motivation. You have the positive, like I want to look so nice for my vacation. I want to look beautiful for my wedding. And then you have the negative motivation over here, which is like, wow, I don't want to get a diabetic ulcer. Wow, I don't want to have a heart attack. Wow, you know, I don't want to die before my kids grow up. And for me, this side of the motivation, the negative motivation, is much more powerful. I actually have a whole video where I talk about the power of fear, and I think it's one of the most motivating things out there is our fear of failure and our fear of, you know, the morbidity of life. And so if you can learn to use that fear to drive your motivation, I think that that's one of the most powerful things you can do to start your weight loss journey. And I think one of the things that really motivated me through fear was thinking, okay, when I'm 35, 40, 50, and I look back at my life, I'm going to feel like I have wasted so many years because I never just sat down and changed my eating and my diet and fixed my weight issue. And so I will have wasted all of my youth on being unhappy. And so that was also like a really big, fearful motivator for me. But you got to find your own motivation. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you think you need to do. I say, you know, there are lots of people who have that altruistic motivation, and I say you can be as vain as you want. So, you know, if your motivation is looking good on vacation, you want to look good in a bathing suit, let that be your motivation. If your motivation is that you want to be there for your family and friends, for those other people, let that work too. You know what? I'm not going to sit here and judge your motivation. So once you've set aside your excuses and you have found your motivation, the last thing is to figure out your priorities. Years ago, I read this article on Cracked, back when crack was cool. No, back when Cracked was cool. And the article was basically titled, you know, what is your philosophy on life? And so I'm kind of tweaking that and saying, what are your real priorities in life? So in the article, the author says that you should list out the things that you think your philosophy on life is all about. Like, oh, I want to be good to my family and friends. I want to go to church. I want to, you know, work really hard and enjoy life to the fullest. And then he says to make a list of things that you actually do in your daily life and then put the amount of time that you do each day doing those things. So for example, most people work, you know, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So that's where like the majority of their time is. So that means that their actual philosophy in life is to just work a lot. Then maybe they spend, you know, 2 to 3 hours every day watching TV or Netflix or reading Reddit or, you know, watching YouTube. So that's where they put the second most amount of time. So that's like the second biggest part of their philosophy on life is just watching entertainment or reading entertainment or whatever. And then maybe if they spend an hour with their kids, and that's the third most important thing, and then maybe they spend an hour eating all day, so then that's the fourth most important thing. And then once a week they go to church. So then basically, you know, their view on their life and how it is and what it should be does not match up with what they actually do. So this is the real philosophy of their life. They value work, they value watching TV, you know, spending a little time with their family and eating a little bit and then going to church once a week for an hour. And so back when I was fat, I read this article and it's always stuck with me. I must have read it back maybe in 2014 or so when I was at my heaviest weight. And I just said, yeah, you know what? I really don't value weight loss. It's not like I'm spending a whole lot of time trying to figure this out. And that might be you too. So let's take this whole philosophy of life and just say, what do you prioritize most in your life? So back when I was fat at 320 pounds, this was what I thought I prioritized most. I wrote a list. I really wanted to lose weight. That was the thing that I wanted most in life. So I thought that I prioritized that the most. So that was at the top for me. Family and friends came second, schoolwork came third, and then having a social life was still a priority, but towards the bottom. Now, like I said, that's what I wanted my life to be like. I really wanted to lose weight. But this is what I actually spent time doing back in those days. So, number one, I watched a whole lot of Netflix and YouTube. I mean, hours a day, just because I was such in like a rut, such in a hole, that was the only thing that made me happy. I read a whole lot of Reddit, so that was probably number two. And I scrolled a whole lot of Pinterest. I mean, I do have a whole series called Adventures in Pinterest. Hey Pinterest, how you doing? You want to send me some money for a sponsor? Then my next priority was probably eating food and acquiring food. Now I spent, you know, a lot of the time going to restaurants, and a lot of that was, you know, drive-through restaurants. But I mean, if you prioritize your 3 meals throughout the day, you enjoy those meals and you spend time thinking about those meals and you spend time going to get that food. And so that was one of the big priorities, was eating tasty food. I'm not going to say that it was delicious or amazing, but food that I craved. Then I spent some time on schoolwork. You know, maybe I spent a couple hours a day at class, and then maybe an hour at night on homework or something. And then I talked to family a little bit too. So those are my real priorities. That was where I was spending the majority of my time. And when I first read this article, it was kind of a wake-up call. I think that I kind of credit this article with like the beginning of me realizing that I actually was trying to fool myself into thinking that I really wanted to lose weight, because I wasn't making weight loss a priority. And I think that it can be powerful for other people too to realize that. So today, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. You know, I don't want to sit here and grandstand and be like, oh, I'm so great. But today my priorities are a little bit different. So this is what I want my priorities to look like. Up at the top, I really want friends and family to be number one. I like to be social. I'm still working on building a social life, but you know, I want to be with people. I've always considered myself an introvert. I'm trying to put myself out there, and I'm trying to just, you know, have a good group of friends that I like a lot, and I would just want to spend time with people. I was so bogged down with being alone for so long that I want that human interaction. Then of course work. So for me, work is in two categories, like my real job that I do, you know, Monday through Friday during the school year. And then my YouTube channel would come third. That's where, you know, I think I spend the other amount of my time. That's what I prioritize third. I mean, come on, I love you guys. I want to prioritize you, but Allie needs healthcare, And then finally, I think the fourth thing that I should prioritize is maintaining my weight. And back when I was losing weight, it was losing weight. So that was my ideal list of what I thought my priorities should be. But now this is my list of what I actually do day to day. My real job work definitely takes the number one spot, it takes my energy, it takes my time. I like doing it. It's just, I'm drained after work all the time. I would love for my YouTube channel to be number two, but actually it's probably watching Netflix and scrolling Pinterest and, reading stuff on my phone. But you guys do come in at third, so then I spend, maybe 5 or 6 hours every week working on my YouTube channel. And then I do spend a little bit of time every day maintaining my weight. And if you count shopping and cooking a little bit, I probably spend a total of shopping, cooking, and logging and eating food, maybe 3 or 4 hours every week. But anyway, I digress. So this is what I actually spend time doing. Now you'll notice that I didn't even really have to make losing/maintaining weight a big priority in my life. And this is something I need you to understand, so set aside all of your excuses. It needs to be on your list of priorities, but losing and maintaining weight does not need to take up a whole lot of time. Oh yeah, another wake-up call. Yep, I said it. You don't have to spend too much time worrying about losing or maintaining weight. Nope, it doesn't really take that much time. So I know, and I thought this too, that you had to spend hours in the gym, begrudgingly doing, exercises that you hated. I'm gonna tell it to you straight. Losing weight starts in the kitchen. Sure, it's great to work out. It makes you more healthier. Which one? It's good for you, right? But I'll tell you what, if you spend 2 hours in the gym every day, that's gonna make you more tired. That's gonna make you probably more unhappy. I know that they say endorphins, but you're gonna get tired, you're gonna be more worn out, you might even be hungrier. So if you're still overeating, you may not see as much weight loss as you think you should if you're at the gym. So I always say, focus on your diet first. Focus on getting those calories down. You can do it not just through keto, but you can do it through any type of lifestyle change that you want. Heck, you can even do it eating at McDonald's. I kind of want to make a video on that, so let me know if you'd like to see that down below. And so if you just shift a little bit of time every day into focusing on your diet and what you're eating and putting into your mouth before you eat it, you can definitely achieve weight loss. And what do I mean by focusing a little bit of time on your diet? I mean going grocery shopping, spend an hour just, figuring out what you want to eat for the week, make a list beforehand, take a little time doing that, and then get the good food, the healthy food that you should. Do some meal prepping, that might take you an hour. Or, if you just put your food into the oven for 30 minutes every night, that's a little bit of time right there. And then finally logging your food. So, if you get a food log app like Lose It, hey Lose It, I want you to sponsor me. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want right now. But if you get a food log app, and even if, you're just starting out, it might seem a little confusing and a little, time consuming. It really wouldn't take you more than 3 minutes just to plug in some numbers. And then once you have your food library all ready to go, I've got hundreds of foods in my food log app ready to go. I just plug in the amount that I'm eating. I can literally log an entire meal in like 35, 45 seconds. So no, maintaining and losing weight does not have to take a whole lot of time. It's still on my list of priorities, but if you're worried about time, set aside that excuse because I promise you it doesn't take that long. Okay, well folks, those are just my thoughts on that sort of thing. And I just wanted to throw them out there. A question from one of the comments. Nicole said, did you incorporate working out into your weight loss? Or was it just the keto diet itself? Thank you for posting what you do. I really enjoy watching. As you might can tell from this video, no, I did not work out. I focused on my diet because I had always heard, diet's about 80% of weight loss. And for me, it was 100%. I know I should incorporate working out more. I do like to dance, y'all. I do get some cardio in dancing. I'll dance for like an hour or two straight, like 3 times a week. So that's what I'm calling a workout. I love me some dancing. Anyway, so no, you don't have to work out to lose weight. And I think that's a big misconception. Yes, working out can help you build muscle, which will help you eat away calories. But, I just say focus on the diet first, then add working out if you want to. I said it. I said it. Well, folks, that has been a long overdue episode of the Merlot Down with my cab sub. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That would help me out so much. And if you'd like to find me on social media, I will link all of that down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Allie. Have a good one. Bye. Ring. I'm a lady. I do ladies